Okay, here we are at question number 11, the last question on your Unit 11 Test Review 1 worksheet. Here's a little tougher question. Convert the equation for the circle to standard form by completing the square for x and y. Alright, I'm going to follow the steps outlined in your flipbook and the steps that we covered in class. Step number 1, put the terms in proper order. So we're going to put the x squared term first, the x value that's not squared second, then the y squared term third, and then the non-squared y term fourth, and then we're going to put our constant last, and then that equals to 0. And make sure we got everything. We got x squared, negative 2x, y squared, positive 6y, negative 12. Alright, we're good to go. Next step, move the constant to the other side. X squared minus 2x plus y squared plus 6y equals positive 12. When we move it to the other side, the sign changes to positive because we're adding 12 to both sides. Alright, next step, make a space. Let's make a space so we can complete the square. X squared minus 2x plus something plus y squared plus 6y plus something equals 12. And then we put 2 blanks on this side because we're adding 2 numbers to the left. We got to add 2 numbers to the right. What is this value, class? This value is found with b over 2 squared. Well, our b value is negative 2. Let's go ahead and, well, we're not right up above. We'll just see the b value here is negative 2. So we've got negative 2 over 2 squared. That's negative 1 squared, which is equal to positive 1. Remember, that number will always turn positive because we are squaring it. Now let's take a look at our y. For completing the square, we got positive 6 as our b value. So we've got b over 2 squared equals 6 over 2 squared, which is 3 squared, which is 9. So we're going to add a 9 here. Remember, we have to add those 2 numbers to the other side of our equation as well. Alright. Now we're going to complete the square for the x terms. We're going to factor the x terms. So let's do that now. When we factor the x terms, we're going to have x something squared plus y something squared equals, we can go ahead and simplify this. 12 plus 1 is 13, plus 9 is 22. So the right side is done. This number in the blank, class, we know we got this with b over 2, which is negative 2 over 2, which is negative 1. So this is minus 1. And the y value that goes in this factored quadratic is going to be b over 2, which is 6 over 2, which is equal to 3. That's positive 3. So now we see our final equation can be written as x minus 1 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 22. And by changing it to this form, you see the center and the radius are easy. The center is at 1, negative 3. The radius is the square root of 22. Alright, last one, letter B. Let's put them in the proper order. We've got x squared. That goes away. And we've got, negative 8x. And then we've got plus y squared. We've got positive 2y plus 8 equals 0. Now we've got to move the c term to the other side, or the constant to the other side. That's x squared minus 8x plus y squared plus 2y equals negative 8. We subtract 8 from both sides, it ends up being negative on the right side. Next step, let's complete the square. X squared minus 8x plus some number plus y squared minus 2y plus some number equals negative 8 plus that first number plus that second number. Okay, let's find our value that goes here. It's going to be found with b over 2 squared, and we know the b value of the x terms is negative 8. That's negative 8 over 2 squared, which is negative 4 squared, which is 16. That first number is 16. Let's go ahead and figure out the next one. I'll use green for that. We've got b over 2 squared. We know that the b value of the y terms is positive 2. 2 over 2 squared, which is 1 squared, which is 1. So the value that goes in here is 1. Alright, got that done. Let's go ahead and factor both sides. The factored form of the x term is going to be x some number squared plus y some number squared equals, let's go ahead and do the right side right now. We'll simplify the right side. We've got, let's move this over. We've got negative 8 plus 16 plus 1 equals, the answer is 9. So 9 on the right side. Let's get our left side, our numbers that help us to factor. Well, that comes from, see if I can write this in a different color, that comes from b over 2. We know the b value for x is negative 8. Negative 8 over 2 is equal to negative 4. So the number here is negative 4. And we're going to find the value for b over 2 for the y's. The b value for the y's right here is positive 2. That's 2 over 2, which is equal to 1, positive 1. So our final factored form is x minus 4 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 9. We have completed the square. Oh, I thought I only had 2 of these, class. Looks like I've got 1 more. Well, we got time. Let's do it. This has got terms all in weird places. Let's put this in the proper order. We've got x squared. That's good. We've got 4x. That's good. The y squared ended up on the wrong side. It's negative y squared. We got to move that over to this side. It's going to change to positive y squared. The negative 8y is going to move over to the other side, and that's going to turn to positive 8y. And the negative 5 has to move over to the right side, and that's going to change to positive 5. Now we've cleaned that up. Looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and make a space. X squared plus, oh, we skipped a step because you know what? When we rearrange this, class, we just moved the 5 already. So the 5 is already moved. We can go right to completing the square. X squared plus 4x plus some number plus y squared plus 8y plus some number equals 5 plus the first number plus the second number. Now I'm going to do these in my head because I don't feel like writing them, and as long as you're listening to the audio, you should be fine with this. Our b value of the x terms is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. So this number is going to be 4. The y value, the b value of the y's is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 squared is 16. So there is our b over 2 squared. Okay, let's factor. Not a problem. X some number squared plus y some number squared equals 5 plus 4 is 9, 9 plus 16 is 25, so that takes care of our right side. This number class, I'm going to go ahead and do that in my head again. Our b value is 4, positive 4. 4 over 2 is just 2, positive 2. Our b value for the y's is 8. 8 divided by 2, or b over 2. So 8 divided by 2 is positive 4. And we just kind of saved a little bit of time, and we have now factored or changed our equation to standard form. X plus 2 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals 25. And even though they're not asking us for this, we got a second on the video. Just note that the whole point of doing this is for us to be able to easily find the center, which is at -2, -4, and find the radius, which in this case is the square root of 25, which is equal to 5 units. So we complete the square for a general form of a circle in order to get standard form, so we can easily find the center and the radius. And that is the end of your Unit 11 Test Review 1 worksheet.